What's up, Genes? Welcome back to DNA. I'm Dom.
I'm Angel.
And today, we're doing the final episode, episode 3. Watch what happens, starting right where we left off.
Let's jump right into it.
Woo! All right. So, Madam Chang, pissed off. Her son's dead.
Li Chang
Comes back.
finally has a funeral, finally wraps up his body, finally mourns her son in silence.
I feel like out of vengeance, she mourns the silence as they're traveling back.
You know what she does?
What?
She wears her son's ashes as makeup. You know how the freaking in Asian culture they would wear like really white powdered makeup? She should use her son's ashes and mix it with her freaking makeup and put it in her powder.
Okay.
So when she walks around, her face is covered in white, and she's got solid red, like chapstick, like lipstick, and then her eyelash, her eyeshadow is like dark, like black.
Okay.
So it's just like this is her new phase. Like she's a fucking pissed off like mom.
She's sending messages, like she's been sending waves before she got there through the water to their. She's like whispering in the water, "Go get them."
Well, no, she knows that Edward Teach likes to sit by the beach. So she like sends him messages through the water like, no matter where you run, no matter where you hide, I will find you. Like, she's always haunting him. She's haunting him in the water. She's haunting him in his dream, but she just can't touch him. Like she can grab him and fucking mess with him in his dreams, so he always has nightmares.
Okay.
And the only way those nightmares will stop is if he kills her, and he can't do it no more because he wants to like, it's driving him mad. Because in the dreams, she's killing all of his friends in front of her, and it's getting to the point where he can't sleep. He's going into like a really deep anxiety, and he's just like, man, I think I need to go home. And then Calico like grabs him and is like, look at me. She knows where you live. She knows your home. She burned down your home. You don't have a home. And neither do we.
But they take the fight back to the estate.
So here's what they do.
Island.
So Blackbeard's like, so what do we do? He's like, well, we need some help. That's what we need. He's like, do you know anybody? Nobody's going to stand up to Madam Chang. We have to do this fight on our own. After we defeat her, then we can have backup for whatever fight we want. But this needs to happen first. And then we'll have backup. No pirate's going to back us up against Madam Chang. It's suicide. It's like, well, then we got to do something pretty stupid then. I agree. We can either wait for her to get here, and we can take the fight to her. And that's when Mary and the crew, they all come up with a plan, you know what I mean, of like choke necking her, you know what I mean, like bottlenecking her crew into like, you know, going straight for the island. But they have to guess. Because
all the ships that she's been sending to mess them up and kill Blackbeard, they've been their whole gang, Blackbeard's gang, all of them have been messing up those ships. Just every one of the ghouls or people that are on board with those ships.
Yeah, they'll like slay every single one of them, and then as the last one dies, Madam Chang like sends a message through because she could talk through her ghouls, talking through them. She could be like, no matter what you do, you can't hide him from me forever. I will get him. And it's just, it doesn't get to Calico because he's been doing it for years.
Calico looks at one of the ghouls, and before he cuts their throat,
like, let me be the ghoul. He's like, no matter where you hide him, no matter what island you jump to, I'll always be right behind you. I'll always chase him until he's dead.
Then let's end this.
Oh!
Cuts off his head.
Yo, that's sick.
Let's
just end this.
So they got it bottlenecked.
Oh, and she gets pissed off when he says that, and she goes out to her new general, who she just like treats like shit. You know what I mean? And she's all like, gather my children. We defeat them by tomorrow dawn. Like tomorrow night. Like she tells him, it's like tomorrow night, Calico Jack will be no more. So they start sailing. I don't have a shot. You poured yourself one instead of me.
Oh.
But it's nice. Okay.
How nice of me.
I know. It's okay.
How nice. I'm just such a sweetheart.
Finally, you think of somebody else. Just kidding.
I'm stalling.
Hey, you know what? Cheers to Calico for standing up to Madam Chang like that, because he didn't have to say shit. He knew what that entailed, leaving that message for her, because he knew she was listening. Hey, cheers to Calico.
To Jack.
To Jack. Whew. My nose. I'm like a fish when it comes to alcohol. I'm like, I like babysit it. My dad would be so ashamed.
So check it out. So they're getting, as you know, the tension's getting high between
But
the
the
whole
strategy is also getting better.
You think so? How are they defending besides the bottleneck with the ships? They're taking the ships.
Well, obviously, there's crew members. The crew member they've made little dioramas. You know what I mean? Like little diorama ships of like what they're expected to go against. These are because remember when they're talking strategy, bro, in the war room. Have you ever seen like a war movie?
Yeah, they have that going on.
Yeah, it's all strategy. It's all like we think this is what they're gonna come with based off our intel. This is what we think is gonna get brought to us.
You know what young Blackbeard's doing?
He's taking all of it in and he's coming up with weapon designs.
Yes.
He's coming up with new cannon fodder, new things to put inside of the cannons to make them more efficient.
You know what he makes? You know what he makes for Calico? I won't even surprise the audience with this.
Go for it.
He makes a cannonball that as soon as you shoot it, it pops smoke.
Ooh.
It pops smoke.
And as soon as it hits the water, it continues to just smoke up and make like a fucking fog.
High density fog.
Yeah, and if there's wind, it carries that fog to wherever the wind goes. And you don't want to breathe that fog in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super toxic.
So it could backfire on them.
But at the same time, they know what's inside of it. So they're all going to be wearing masks. Think about it. The enemy's not going to have fucking face covering. You know, these guys are going to be prepared. They're going to have face cloth. You know what I mean? They're all going to be fucking going through the smoke if they fight in the fog. And Madam Chain's going to have to adapt and be like, get out of the fog.
Should be pissed.
Yeah, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But they got the fog. And he's also came up with a thing. I feel like he should come up with like either acid mist, because I feel like that's been a thing. Acid mist. So it's a cannonball that when it blows up, it blows up acid, and when the acid hits a surface, it mists up into like a smoke. And if the smoke touches you, it can burn through you still.
Burn through your skin.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, I think we should call it fire cannons.
You know what? It could.
But it's not fire. It's actually acid. But it burns like fire.
That acid. No, it wouldn't work on the cannons.
Invisible fire. Yeah, he'll call it invisible fire. Well, no, not if it's a glass cannon. Think about it. He's shooting it at a force, and once it hits, it breaks.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that science exists.
No.
Yes.
I don't know. We're not scientists, so let's not try to.
He also makes a blunderbuss gun. For some of the bigger, those big dudes that we talked about, the guys who were carrying the chest like this, he creates a freaking blunderbuss. So it's a big old freaking shotgun for both those guys.
So the whole time, Blackbeard's just in the forge getting down, making weapons for like what we said 2 weeks.
Ding. No, more than that. Because they go to the farthest island away from where they think she's at, and they guessed perfectly. She was like, she's on her Dark Dynasty island or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, so she's like on her island, like that. That's where she buried her son, or that's where she burned her son. So we're gonna go to the far island, so it gives us more time to prepare, and it's home. It's our home turf.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's her. It's also her estate turf where Lee died. So that should bring some kind of like when she gets there.
Oh yeah, when she catches word that they're there. That's when she can like use her magic to fucking propel her ass. When she screams, she's like, "Rah!" And she fucking just propels her ship all the fucking way there, just like 10 nautical miles faster. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how much faster that is, but
well, if you think about it, if it takes you like 10 minutes to go 1 nautical mile, she could go 10 nautical miles a minute.
Anybody in the comments want to comment?
That science makes sense. Somebody in the comments has just heard what I said, and they're gonna back up and be like, "That actually makes sense, Angel." If it takes 10 minutes,
that actually makes sense, Angel.
If it takes 10 minutes to go 1 nautical mile, right? And she uses it. Shut up and listen. And I hate when you do that. I'm trying to explain something to you so you fucking learn. Pour me another shot. Anyway, I lost what I was saying. So yeah, so she propels herself. She goes what? We should say 10 or 5 nautical miles a minute. That's pretty fast.
I think that's what an average like container ship goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say something and it not be.
Okay, so well, in our universe, a ship goes 1 nautical mile a minute.
That's so quick, maybe. A mile a minute. It's just hauling ass.
Which is fuck. Actually.
Everybody's just going at one piece.
Well, no, that's like what? That's like cruising at what? 15, 25 miles an hour?
I don't know.
I think that's like a cruise.
You have the phone. Look it up.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck me.
We're looking it up, you guys.
I bet you I was right.
Let's see. Let's see if you're right, honestly.
4 to 5 knots, an average of 120 miles a day. Damn, bro, that's crazy.
4 to 5. So you're talking about 1 nautical mile, and they're going 4 to 5.
They would go 150 miles per day.
So that's fair. That's fair. 10 nautical miles.
So she goes 1 nautical mile a minute, right? But because of the propulsion of the waves that she's using because of her magic,
it goes to 10.
It goes to 5. We'll do 5.
Goes to 6.
6. So it goes to 6 or 7 nautical miles.
Average number.
Yeah, it's something that just. It's like she's 8 nautical miles.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody's dial goes up to 8 dials, and it's like, damn, they're going fast.
You actually, this is an actual. Well, I seen it on TikTok, so I can't say.
It's an actual measurement of speed.
Well, you know how they did it back then, right?
How?
So they had a rope with knots, and they to find out how fast they were going, they would throw it out, and they would see how many knots it took to get to get to a certain point, and that's how nautical miles they were going.
To get back to them?
No, like they would throw a rope out and it would have knots. And the waves. Oh, that's what it was. The waves. So whenever like the distant, like when it timed perfectly with the waves,
they would get the measurement right there.
That was the measurement.
We could do that.
That was cool.
That's actually badass.
I mean, I don't know how accurate I got that. I seen it on TikTok, so TikTok's the way to get information today. Though.
Yeah, so she propulsion, the waves are like, so the waves kind of come out as like palms, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they just start pushing her ship. And she says, how fast are we going? To her general.
But remember, Blackbeard made the flaps, so they don't really have to come out as hands.
Oh, no, here's what they do.
He made the flaps.
No, listen, here's what they do. I want to listen. This is what I was getting to.
Okay.
You kind of stole my brain, bro. Get out of my head. But look.
I love being in there.
I know you do. Get out of it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I stay in there. But no, this is what I was saying. So when they push her, right, and she screams, as they're pushing her, the force breaks his flaps. And they sink to the ocean, the bottom of the ocean. Like, so now that severs his relationship to her pretty much. That's symbol right there. That's a symbolism. Yeah. It severs her relationship with her forever. All the ships, because they're all being propulsed, so all of them just start sinking to the bottom, to the abyss of darkness. And she's just being pushed. And her ship now don't have any sails. All the flags are ripped with her emblem.
Uh-huh.
And all of her freaking crew are now no longer human. They're all ghouls because she murdered all of them out of fury and rage.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I'll say this much.
Even her children.
She kills her own kids?
Out of anger.
No.
Yes.
No, because she's doing all this for her kid.
No, she's not.
She should have a
She
tie
lost
to her kid.
one kid, and that destroyed her, and I feel like she
make her just
her throat.
A fucking
it made her pissed.
At this point.
It made her, dude, she lost it. Dude, she's wearing her son's ashes on her face.
I know, but that would symbolize that she cares about something.
Yeah.
But
that this is a new phase. This is a new face.
Okay.
Their mother is gone.
So she kills. How many more children does she have?
She had 6 kids in total in history.
She kills all 6 children.
The oldest died, Li Chang, right? And then she killed the rest of her sons who were part of her army.
So she should kill them and wear all of their ashes because and then her ideology behind it would be he already killed one. So in my mind,
you killed all my children. You killed all my children that night.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That fucked me up.
That would hell yeah. So she's being pushed to shore. And let's fast forward a little bit, man. Let's get into the gritty of it, the action.
All right, that's what you guys are here for. Cue the action music.
Dun 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 dun. No, we actually have action music.
Yeah, cue the action music.
Right. Oh, you want the music in your ear?
Motherfucker.
Get
Yes.
out of here. Get out of here.
The action music that our fans are going to hear.
All right. Just don't speak too loud.
Madam Chang, seeing the island above the horizon, sends the first wave. Attack! Her ghouls, about 10 vessels, approach this lonely island Edward teaches home. They look surrounded. They look outnumbered. But coming from behind the ship, from the east and the west, 3 vessels on each side. They choke pin that first wave. Swim past, they all sail past each other and go back behind the island and regroup. You hear cheering in the back of the island. Madam Chang, furious, sends in her second wave. Sends one to the left, one to the right.
You got this down, dude. Keep going.
But here's what happens. It was all a trap. She no longer has a defense.
That time's so perfectly in our head, and I hope I can do that again. What just happened? Oh my god. For the audience's we have an audio track that we're gonna put in the video. So that just timed perfectly. Great job. Great job. That really made me feel like I was in the moment right now, man. It really
You think so?
Dude, that was perfect. And I hope I can time it to the point where it ends.
Oh, you're editing this one?
I will, yeah.
You want to?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I know you want to. It's
Oh,
the
dude,
finale.
I'm so
All right.
excited for this.
So, she no longer has a defense. All of her waves are gone. And out from the old lagoon, let's give a cheers to old Calico Jack.
Madam Chang,
Uh-oh.
you're not welcome here.
He comes from the lagoon hidden by the forest that she didn't see on the beach straight ahead about 20 nautical miles.
How
There's
many
a-
people are fighting? Because you said there was like swarms of people.
There's a
going
dozen
left
on
and right.
each ship. And there's 3 ships. There's a dozen people on each ship.
And they're just slaughtering.
Oh.
Calico Jack and like what?
His
You'd
army,
say
his
like
army has a
11
dozen people.
A dozen people, just
Yeah.
in general. So he's just, dude. The reference there would.
But his army is also dying too. His men are dying. He knew his men would have losses. You okay?
I just saw the bird. I just forgot the bird.
Polly?
Squawk.
No, dude, I'm actually thinking of getting an actual cockatoo, a real cockatoo.
Those are so expensive.
I know they are. They're about $6,000. The one I'm looking at. It's at Carter's. Shout out to Carter's. I'm Modesto off McHenry.
Hashtag non-sponsored.
Non-sponsored. Sorry, non-sponsored by Carter's. They have a cockatoo there that's super beautiful. I forgot its name. It's about $6,000, $6,000. But yeah, I'm really considering it. My grandma had a bird.
That's a lot though for a bird.
But you have to realize, bro, with that bird, it comes with like high maintenance. You know what I mean? It also comes with
even more money.
Well, think about it. You can now take that bird to anywhere, and you'll be a fucking. Oh my god.
I went to a bar once, and there was a actual like green parakeet. Like it was like the big like I would say like 2 feet.
Oh.
Like he brought him to the bar with him. It was cool.
Well, I know they're not frowned upon in public.
If I can find the picture, I'll put it on this video. So
Birds are not frowned upon in public as long as your bird isn't like what?
Bites people. Angry birds piss people
Kanye
off.
was right.
So
Joe
good.
Biden's a lizard, right? Like, whoa, dude. We don't talk like this at home. What are you talking about?
Yes, you do.
Shit. Delete your history. Delete your history. Right?
Sorry, guys. We're just getting off track here. All right, Angel. Let's get.
We gotta goof
back.
around, bro.
I know.
All right. We gotta delay the inevitable.
I know.
So Calico Jack comes out into the open with his ship, the Kingston, the
double-
legendary Kingston. Madam Chang finally sees this ship that she's been hunting down for years, and it almost brings a tear to her eyes. Her eyes water, and she's like, "That is beautiful." And she was like, "How did you acquire such a vessel? Let me guess. Did you buy it?"
I stole it
Huh.
from you, you menace.
No, I don't think he stole it from her because she's never seen it before.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm so off track right now.
The Kingston is
You
a
got
legend.
me-
Like the
you
Kingston
got-
is a legendary
You got
vessel.
me with the bird, dude. That threw me so off this
The
story.
Kingston
right
is
now.
a legendary ship to her. It's like, man, how did this young pirate steal this fucking grand vessel? Because the Kingston was known for its size. It was a huge vessel. Excuse me, I keep burping. But anyway, so pretty much she doesn't want her men to shoot at the ship with the cannons. So instead, what does she do? She reaches out her artillery fire. She has her rifles. She's like, kill them. So she wants them to just shoot at Calico and then bring Blackbeard to her alive. So she wants them to pretty much like, and don't kill Calico.
Where is Blackbeard?
He's in the forge.
Yeah.
He's putting together the final pieces of the weapon.
the secret weapon. He's only.
Yep.
Okay.
He's making us. I think you know what it should be, bro. I'm not gonna say it.
Not yet. We're saving that for the finale because I have one too.
Okay. I think they tie in together.
I honestly think that we're thinking of the same one.
I think so,
but I'm not gonna say it. At
Does
the
it
same
tie
time
into
as
the
you.
amulet?
No.
No. Okay. Mine
No.
doesn't either. That's
No.
great.
Okay. Yeah. No.
That's awesome.
I was actually gonna use the amulet for a different kind of story.
Was it a
direction.
piece of weapon or was it armory?
Nope.
Nothing.
Neither.
Really?
Neither.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just continue. Let's continue, and then the world may never know.
So pretty much, Calico calls her out and says, "Why don't we settle this the old-fashioned way? Your ship versus my ship. The
And
Queen's Revenge, because that's what her ship's called, the Queen's Revenge, and that's a little Easter egg for some of you Blackbeard fanatics. The Queen's Revenge versus the Kingston. You win, then you get to have her." She's like, "You know this isn't about ships." She's like, "You're right. You lost something I can never give back to you.
I want the boy.
But killing this boy isn't going to bring back your son."
That's why I killed the other 5.
And then they come out, and you see them all on their separate vessels. One's dressed in all like heavy armor because he's a soldier, but he's like a general. You know what I mean? But his throat is slit. That's a little Easter egg. All their throats
they're
are
all
slit.
Like she got so mad and made them ghouls.
Yeah, and she just slit their throats at night. And her daughters, because she has sons and daughters, her 2 daughters, who are like ninja assassins, they're fucking just, they come from the shadow, from the bows of the ship, and they're just hanging from the side of the ship. And they're just waiting. And it's just like, I agree to your duel. May you die and go down with your ship in honor, Calico Jack.
So they go at it. She gets aboard the Kingston.
Oh, yeah,
And
they
as she
fight.
gets aboard,
And as she finally, they fight. A fight happens. A fight commences. And after the fight, after the ships battle and collide.
I got something to tie in.
Go ahead.
So they're battling, right? And as they're battling, she ends up getting ready to slit his throat, Calico Jack's throat, right? And as she's getting ready, Blackbeard comes out from the forge and goes, "You want this, don't you?" And holds up the amulet.
She's like, "Boy, you think this was about a stupid gold medal?" She's like, "I'll make you a deal."
He destroys it and she dies. No, I'm kidding. No.
She's like, "I'll make you a deal. Surrender now, and I'll let your friends live. Resist, and I'll kill everyone."
She doesn't even slit his throat. What she does is she takes all the water out of him again.
Oh, no.
Again.
Mm-mm.
No?
She begins that process. But this is where my story tied in. This is where my weapon came in. he whips out this like fucking this gold little bar. And she's like, what is that supposed to do? And she's like, distract you. And he presses a button and throws it. And it turns into a fucking staff.
Okay, you want to know what my weapon is? He was going to take the pocket watch he had since he was a kid. And you know how he pressed the button and it had blades on it? He ends up aiming it at her, presses a button, and it's a bullet that flies out.
He makes a pocket watch a gun?
Yeah. Yeah, he makes a little gun. He's not far. Like, he's close enough to, like, hit her with both
I was
weapons.
saying he can make his pocket watch a sword. Because think about it, pocket watches had those chains. So what he did is he figured out a way to where it's like he grabs the pocket watch itself like this, and the chains stiffen up.
That's cool, yeah.
And the chains are sharp once they stiffen up. And then he goes like this, and he takes a swing at her, right? But little does he know that she has swords under her freaking lei. Because remember, she's wearing like this long cloth, right? Yeah. And he thinks that she just has a knife, right? And then all of a sudden, she like holds up her arm, bing, and that's all you hear is bing. She's like, fool, you think you're the only ones with swords? And then she presses like a button on her wrist, bing, and she still has one of his inventions left. It's a hidden fucking pirate sword that comes from her wrist.
So a hidden blade.
A hidden blade, but it's a pirate sword.
But it's on the bottom.
It's like a cutlass.
It comes out towards like the elbow.
Yeah, it's a cutlass on her elbow. So the cutlass goes down like this. So it goes shing, shing. You got cutlasses out of her elbow, so she can fight like this. And then she's also got her daggers right here. So she could go like this. She could go like this with her elbows, and that's her whole fighting style, bro. She like fights Muay Thai.
Wow.
And he has to like dodge everything, and he has to use like his fucking like agility, mobility.
He takes what he learned from Calico Jack on the way back, and he starts using the bracers to fight with her. So like he ends up like taking a rope, and she's like, "That's a rope," and she cuts it, and it ends up hitting her in the back of the head because it's one of the braces that flies towards her.
Oh, that's hella smart. And it knocks her into the ocean.
No. Well, yeah. You know what?
And he thinks she's dead, and then she's like, good riddance. But she just sinks to the bottom of the ocean. Like, you think that she's dead, but she's gone. She sinks to the bottom of the ocean. But somebody is also bleeding.
So what? So
he says, hold on. He says, as he's grunting and he's limping, somebody is grunting and limping and sits on a barrel, and he says, Blackbeard, I don't think I'm doing so hot. And he looks behind him. And who is it? Calico Jack. Calico Jack got stabbed with one of her elbow cutlasses in his ribs. And it pierced his lungs. And you can hear his breathing go from like this. Like,
gargling.
It starts to go like that to like wheezing like that.
Ugh.
And he's there, and all his crew, like all the ships, they're on their ship, right? And they took the Queen's Revenge, right?
Yeah.
They took that ship. They took Madame Chang's ship and her crew.
Yeah.
The ghouls, they all melted into the ship itself. So like when she died, or when she was defeated and sank to the bottom of the ocean, her ghouls kind of fell back. And when they fell back, they like lost their color and all their silky skin, and they turned back into human bodies that were dead. How they died naturally.
So all the kids died, but she's not done.
Nope.
She's
but when
not
she
over.
rises again, so was her army.
Ooh, she's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And she ends up getting...
But listen, no. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hold on. But let's get to the part where Calico is sitting on a barrel, bleeding out, and Ed is like, hold on, bro. No. You're going to make it. Hold on. Let's get to Doc. Doc. You know, there's a guy that's been on the ship who's labeled Doc. And he comes with his tools kind of like helplessly like fumbling his tools like, Ed, I don't... He's like, no, you could do it. I know you can. Hold on, Calico. He's going to do something for you, bro. I know he will. Come on, Doc. And he's like, Ed. And he's like, no. All you got to do is stitch him up, Ed. He's like, no, just stitch him up.
He's crying.
And then he's like, come on, we could definitely do this. And he's like,
tears down
Ed,
his eyes.
He's not going to make it. Let him die with honor. He can't die. You're Calico Jack. And he's like, all legends die, boy. But listen, it's our tale that lives on. Our legacy.
I like that.
I want you to be the captain of this ship. He looks at Mary. He's like, Mary, teach him well. He looks at Anne, the woman he loves,
Mm-hmm.
love of his life, and she's in tears, crying. And she, like, wants to try to help, but, like, she has to have, like, one of the big guys. Like, two of the big guys have to hold her back. Like, stop. Like, you don't do this. And he's like, Anne, I'm going to be okay. It doesn't hurt anymore.
Ooh.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
And he keeps repeating that.
And he looks at Ed, and he's like, I'll see you there, my brother. Take care of my ships and take care of my family.
Gives him.
And he gives him his thought. He gives him his watch. And he just lays down, and he finally takes off his hat, and we get to finally see what kind of hair Calico Jack had. He was bald the whole time. No hair, bald the whole time. And he takes his hat, and Blackbeard takes off his raggedy, old freaking blacksmith hat that he was wearing everywhere, takes it off, throws it in the ocean, and puts on Calico Jack's black hat with a red feather, which is Blackbeard's signature hat. And then he boards the Queen's Revenge and names it the Queen Anne's Revenge. Naming it after Calico's love, Queen Anne. Anne. Naming it the Queen Anne's Revenge. He names Mary his right hand and leads and puts her in charge of the Kingston. And then as he makes these orders, he thinks Calico's dead, but he kind of like comes back and he's like, reach in my pocket. There's something I need to show you. I've been studying this for a long time. And he hands it to him, and it's all bloody now. And he's like, when you get there, don't let nobody drink from it but you. Find the fountain. Find it. And then he opens up the paper, and in Spanish words, they translate it to the fountain of eternal life.
Okay.
And its coordinates. Calico has been Jack, like Edward's been seeing Calico like always like doing these little side things on the side, like collecting packages and like dabbing up freaking like he was doing cool handshakes with like certain pirates everywhere they went, collecting certain supplies. This is what it was for. He was collecting coordinates. So now Blackbeard, being the captain of the ship.
I'm not even gonna stop you. Keep going, dude.
You sure
Keep
you don't want to
going.
add to this?
I just want to hear. Honestly, I just want to hear at this point. It's wrapping up really good.
So we get to the end, and now Madam Chang's body is received by a mysterious ship that has no flags. And the ship is well manned, and they're well disciplined, and they're well equipped, the way they were able to get her out of the water. And one of the guys reports to the captain, and they say, Captain, we were able to get her out. And the captain says, good. Is she talking? He's like, not yet. She's not conscious yet. And he's like, once she's conscious, come and get me. We have much to discuss. And then it zooms out, and he smiles, and all the top rows of his teeth are gold. And I think certain people know, if you know your pirate history, you know what pirate this is.
Well,
do you know what pirate this is?
No, who is it?
Bartholomew.
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 Ooh, I don't even know who that is.
Bartholomew Roberts.
Okay.
Bart. He realizes that Madam Chang is now dead, and he's all like, sir, she's gone. It's like, no, she ain't. She was never gone. Madam Chang died a long time ago in that war. Mistress Chang, she holds the real power. And then he rips out this ring, and his ring has the same stone that's on the amulet. And he puts his stone to her head and makes a fist, and her eyes go from closed, and you know how she had regular colored eyes?
Mm-hmm.
When she opens her eyes, they're white, just solid white, and then it cuts to black.
That's
Bartholomew Roberts brought back Madam Chang because he's looking for Edward Teach. He knows Calico dead. He knows Calico Jack's dead, and he wants to take over the ocean now that Calico's gone.
That's all right.
Bartholomew Roberts is probably
he's
planning a mutiny, in my opinion. I think this is a mutiny.
Okay. Well, if if people like it, dude, we'll come back for part 2.
If you guys got an option of other pirates we could do, I thought the gold teeth was a great little spin on a pirate
that's
lore.
the end of the story. So now we can kind of, dude, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Next week, we're going to be working on another story. I'm definitely going to be writing some extra stuff. Let us know if you guys got any ideas. Besides pirates, you guys want us to dip into any other culture, any type of other, you know what I mean, any type of other folklore. Let us know, because I know we got a bunch of ideas spinning, and I can't wait.
I already got one.
Yeah,
I already
we
got
definitely
one.
are going to be discussing some before I got to head home. But we
dude.
got to definitely end the stream right now. We're going to definitely head off. So, yeah, cue the music. There's going to be music playing.
All right, you guys. Well, be sure to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe. You guys take care of yourself. Make sure you tell somebody you love them. Take care of everybody you could care about, and just be good people.
Bye.